Before I start, I just want to show these disclaimers simply because I'm going to be showing some messages from Shanann, some photos, but some messages in regards to Cindy Watts, Nutgate, when all that went down. But I'm coming on now to give some of the answers that I did receive in regards to Chris Watts serving his life sentences at Dodge Correctional for killing his pregnant wife, Shanann, and their two little girls, Bella and Cece. But I had asked Kim several questions. Unfortunately, I did not get all the answers, but I'm going to go over the answers that I did receive. I reached out to Kim. She said that she would reply back or do a video. I waited until today, and she has not replied back yet. She may, and if she does, I'll pin the replies in or the answers that she gives me in this video's comment section. But if not, nonetheless, I'm sure we'll eventually get the answers, hopefully, that we're all asking. But again, I'm going to go through the answers real quick on some of the questions that I asked in regards to the 35C and just Chris Watts in general. And then we'll have a look at some messages, posts that Shanann made on Facebook in her group and about Cece's allergies and the whole Nutgate situation. But let's move into the questions. I had asked, why do you feel the 35C will be effective? And let me play this clip really quickly. Well, if I can get to it. Here we go.
Of Tammy. She is critical to Chris getting a 35C. This is so important.
All right, so that was Kim saying that Tammy, she's critical to Chris getting a 35C. And what Kim is saying is Tammy leaked information and was emotionally attached. And she even has Tammy Lee and her husband's Facebook posts, as I'm showing you here on the screen. If you want to pause and read through them, I'll go ahead and flip through them as I speak. But she refers to these Facebook posts by Tammy Lee and her husband, John, I forgot his name, but I think it says it somewhere on here, but Tammy goes by Tammy Sue. But anyway, Kim says that Tammy admitted to feeling disgust and outrage when Chris gave his confession. Kim said Tammy allowed a false narrative to be released, and her nor the DA stopped it because Tammy was 100% on board with Chris being guilty. That Tammy didn't try to understand Chris. She was speaking more of what her reaction would be, and Kim saying that's a huge mistake because it's not about what Tammy would do or how Tammy would feel. It's about Chris. And Kim gave the example of when Tammy said if her kid was lost for 5 minutes in a store that she would freak out. And that's the example she gave, that Tammy should not give her own personal reactions, that she should be trying to figure out Chris in this situation. The next thing that I asked was, why are comments not allowed on her videos? And she said the reason she does not allow comments is due to just the negativity that it brings, and she does not want Shanann's family to get bashed. She doesn't want the Watts to get bashed, so she just chooses not to participate in that. She doesn't want it there on her page. Another question I asked, what are the specific reasons for filing the 35C? I knew that ineffective counsel was going to be one of them, but number 5 and number 7. Number 5, there is new evidence of material facts that could not have been reasonably discovered prior to the conviction, and number 7, other grounds called collateral attacks, such as ineffective assistance of counsel or misconduct. And what I heard Kim say is that Chris's defense team told Chris, once he was in prison a couple of years, if he wanted to file a 35C, they would not take it personal. And Kim also said that she 100% feels that his defense team, Chris's defense team, was setting it up so that Chris could file the 35C. So that's just her opinion on that, that they were setting this up all along. I asked, what are Chris's thoughts about putting the rechecks through a trial now? Because remember, he didn't want to put him through a trial, and he didn't want anyone talking bad, yada, yada, yada. But here's my take from what Kim said. Chris told the detectives in his Wisconsin confession what he did so that there would be closure for Shanann's family. But now it's been over 2 years and there's still talk. It's been nonstop talk. So therefore, Chris now wants to get his truth out there. And he doesn't feel like, Kim said he doesn't feel like it's speaking bad about him because Shanann did kill the girls, is what Kim said, that Chris said, I'm not speaking bad about anything or them or Shanann because Shanann killed the girls. But again, that was to the question I had about what are Chris's thoughts about putting the rechecks through a trial now. And I had asked, I'm going to leave this here on the screen so you guys can read it, and let me enlarge it and I'll read it, go over it in a minute, because this kind of goes to the end of me wanting to talk about allergies, Nutgate, Cindy, yada, yada, yada. But I asked, how would Chris of going to the game change the outcome? Because we heard him say he wished he would not have went to the game. And Kim saying that it's due to the alert that Shanann received on her phone when Nikki and Chris were eating out on their date at the Lazy Dog restaurant. Shanann, and she received an alert. I think it was $60-some. And basically, I guess what Kim's saying is that's kind of what put Shanann on that path, of just rage, pissed off, confrontational. So, excuse me. So that text or the text alert that Shanann received is what put her on the path to ultimately do what Chris is now, or allegedly Chris is saying, what she done to the girls. I also asked Kim a question about her qualifications. This was not answered, unfortunately. However, Kim did confirm that she is not an attorney. So at least we know now, which I think most of us kind of thought that to begin with, that she's not an attorney. But she did confirm that she's not an attorney. But let's read what I have on the screen, because again, it's going to kind of come into play with what I want to talk about and show you guys next. This is from Frankie, and it says, my sister's kids were always going to be second best, and he's speaking in regards to the Watts. There was a huge picture of his sister's kids hanging up, but nothing even close for Shanann's and his girls. It was all about his sister. That's why he didn't care when he left for Colorado and went to start a new life. Plus, they never really attended anything of my sister if my sister was going to be there. Their hate for her was so strong, and it will never change. So, that kind of plays with Kim. I heard her say in her live that she thought that Cindy and Ronnie are good people. They're good people. They have the best of intentions, is what Kim said. But, my take, and she also said, Kim says both Chris's parents, they're nice people, and that they were victims as well, and they were never acknowledged. Fact is, I'm not disputing some of that. As far as the victims, yes, but let's take a look at what many of us have heard in regards to Cindy. In my opinion, a good person would go to their child's wedding. You know, we know Sandy and Ronnie are standing by Chris now, but yet they didn't stand by him when he got married. They didn't attend their wedding, and as you'll see in a moment, they didn't attend their granddaughter's birthday parties. They didn't go to their grandbaby's service when they passed away. You know, is that really a good person? You know, and the Nutgate situation, is that really a good person? A good person doesn't bash a dead mom, your daughter-in-law, your grandbaby's mama, you know, your daughter-in-law who your son killed. Just, she speaks so negatively, and like, I think every time I've heard her speak, it's been pretty negative of Shanann, and I feel like if she did not speak negatively of Shanann, then, you know, things that just didn't need to be said. There was no reason whatsoever for these things to be said. And if they weren't said, you know, maybe we wouldn't have formed this opinion that they're such bad people. But they were said, and they're still being said. So, you know, just the other day I heard Shanann's evil. Again, some things just do not need to be said. But let's look at the whole allergy thing. You know, this is a post from Shanann, and it shows right here. We see Cece has allergies. We've seen that, plain as day. Now let's go through some messages. Some messages that were posted in a Facebook discussion group for parents of kids that had allergies. And this one here, this is actually, and it kind of goes on what Kim was saying about the temperaments and how they were in North Carolina. Chris was happy. He was looking for apartments with bunk beds for the girls. You know, so she's saying Chris happy in North Carolina. Shanann, not so much. Shanann's trying to be argumentative, trying to get a reaction from Chris. But of course she is. You know, let's not take it out of context. Of course Shanann's trying to get a reaction. She's pregnant, hormonal. Chris is not showing her any attention whatsoever, even with her being sick. So, you know, this is pretty much showing that Shanann, yeah, she was trying to get some kind of reaction out of Chris. But right here, there's a little bit about, you know, the relationship, the type of relationship that Shanann had with her in-laws, with Cindy and Ronnie. It says that Chris's mom, she went behind my back and let Bella have or do when I said no. Taught her to keep secrets from me, risked Celeste's life, didn't come to her birthday or wish her a happy birthday on the phone or text, blocked and deleted us all on Facebook, etc. So again, does that sound like a nice person? Not to me, in my opinion, no. Shanann goes on to say Chris makes one phone call to his dad today in over 4 weeks, and he wants them to see his kids tomorrow. I told him over my dead body they do not get to disrespect me and him and his kids and get rewarded. It took me a week to get Bella to change her attitude with me. Cindy had her disrespecting me. His dad said, yes, I want to see the kids, even though he blocked us. Hasn't shared any memories of our kids on Facebook and hasn't attempted to make contact or anything. And here's her message, if you guys want to read through it. It talks about what happened in North Carolina, you know, when Shanann was in North Carolina before Chris arrived, the whole Nutgate situation. Here it is. this is Shanann posting in a group that she was in, tree nut allergy support group, but she tells of the situation. I arrived at her in-laws' home, and on the floor shelf of her center island was a bag of pistachios, big bad one. I removed immediately. Today she lets her other granddaughter, eat an ice cream that has all tree nuts in front of and next to my 2.5-year-old child that can't have them. I said I didn't appreciate it and removed my daughter. Her response was she has to learn she can't always get what she wants. I'm beyond furious, and I cannot blame Shanann. You know, this is her daughter's life, and she says that much in this next message. You know, she says that, and to say my daughter needs to learn she can't always get what she wants, F you. You were teasing my kid. A toy at store, fine, but letting a girl eat ice cream in front of her and 5 inches away, and again, remember, a severe allergy, so it just should not have been done. And Shanann says she bit her tongue because her kids are little. But this is the last time my kids step foot in her house. So this right here, the whole Nutgate situation, along with Chris's affair, I think these two things are ultimately what led Chris down the path that he took. You know, Nutgate, the whole family situation, dilemma, drama, that, you know, saying the kids aren't ever going to see his parents again, and everything that went on, Nutgate and the affair. Those are the two reasons I personally believe Chris did what he did. He killed those little girls, his little girls, Bella and Cece, and his pregnant wife, Shanann, because of these two things. Right here, Shanann writes, she doesn't get it, or she just doesn't care. She said I was overreacting. I said when it comes to my child, I will fight everyone that puts them in harm's way. She knows. She knows we've been to the hospital twice with these reactions in 2 different foods. And I think it also goes on in one of them and says, let's see. I'm trying to read, and because it talks about Jamie. Yeah, right here. No. Oh, goodness, where is it? Talks about Jamie, Chris's sister, that she should know better. Okay, right here. Unfortunately, we have done this on multiple occasions, and Shanann's saying Cindy absolutely understands the severity as her daughter, Jamie, is a respiratory therapist. So, you know, putting Cece in this situation, she's saying that Cindy completely gets it because she has firsthand knowledge. Her daughter, Jamie, Chris's sister, is a respiratory therapist. So again, you know, what I just showed you, that was Nutgate. You know, those are Shanann's words that I just showed you. Post Shanann made in her Facebook group, I forgot the name of it, but it was a support group. But, you know, a post that she made in there detailing what happened, you know, why she felt the way she felt. And I personally do not blame her. But let me get back to this letter. And this letter, I feel like I addressed so much. But it's saying, Kim said that Shanann, the way Shanann was acting, the whole Nutgate dilemma we just went through, that the way she was acting is what prompted Chris's parents to tell Chris to write this letter, So, you know, that's just what's being said. That, and I've said that before, but again, now you see in context why Shanann was acting the way she was acting during this whole Nutgate dilemma. But let me know what you guys think. And like I said, if I get any more answers to the questions, and I probably have over half the questions that were not answered. And if I do get answers to those, I'll pin them at the top in the comments section under this video. But in the meantime, let me know what you guys think. You know, seeing Shanann's own words, and I understand why she was acting the way she was acting, why she said the things she said. But let me know your thoughts.